Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's session of Nyxborough. Our Precinct 9 crew is mostly here. We have one person that they are running just a little bit late, but we do have Adelaide with us, at least for this first bit, while we get that previous situation sorted. A couple of real quick announcements. Precinct 2 will be on the 26th, which seems to be still en route. I think some people mentioned we might have one or two people that might be unable to make it that day, but we should still be able to go. The next session for Precinct 9, however, will be delayed until the 15th. I am out of town on the 1st, so we will pick back up on the 15th. Most likely that will be coming back from the 1 week time skip that we're going to be doing, as the players will hopefully be leveling up, as well as a couple of other fun things. So, in the meantime, I hope that you enjoy tonight's session, and we will get into this. Oh, also, we do have new social medias. We have a TikTok and a Blue Sky. If you look us up at Nyxborough D&D, you can find the Blue Sky or the TikTok. The links are attached to the YouTube. And let me go ahead and unmute and get everybody in here.
She's got a brother and two dog sisters and she fucks with none of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
And we're live.
Yeah.
We got all of that.
Oh shit, I dropped the first F-bomb. My bad, guys.
We're off to a great start, gang. Oh, I forgot to let me get that. Guys, we're doing great tonight. Everything's great.
Yeah.
Recap. Before we jump into tonight's session, we'll need a recap of what all happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh
shit.
I think my brain is fried again.
Kind of need that.
So Kragnar is not doing it.
Kragnar is traumatized. Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can do it, but it might be a little short.
That's okay.
What do I remember? I got it.
I remember it pretty accurately, so I can tag in.
Popcorn.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Okay.
There you go. Do it.
Okay, so Precinct 9, we started the session finishing up at the precinct with last minute interrogations of Jasper, I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah. Did we find out new information? Yeah, probably. We put it on the board. Rook yelled at us, and we're dragging them to a bar. That finished. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
We moved to the Rusted Halo because after work drinks are great for bonding, obviously, and nothing bad would ever happen. We meet our bestie, Adelaide, Kiki from Precinct 2, who comes visit. We share information between the two precincts. We learn some interesting things about Adelaide's contact. We shared. I don't think we talked about the reclaimer stuff, but we talked about the missing body parts and how they're turning up, and that Adelaide can maybe speak to the body once we find a head. Avis's bow is being really weird and creepy, so they step outside with Siren and Kragnar, and Avis's bow decides to open up and has teeth and eats a bird. It eats a whole ass bird, guys. That was interesting. Does the burbs. Okay. Meanwhile, inside, Nigel, Rowan, Lavinia, and Adelaide are all talking about Adelaide's contact, which ain't great. We don't like him. He kind of stinky. Outside, there is a little glint of something in an alleyway. What's that about? Who could that be? It's Rook, our boss, who we kind of invited out for work drinks, bleeding out. But from the quick thinking of the four of them outside. They patch them up. It looks like a shade attack. We all come running outside because, oh my god, I can't remember who it is. Someone comes running in and tells us, and everyone goes outside. And then we start examining the body, and we find kitsune fur on Rook. And there is a small theory that, this might not be a normal shade attack. But that's where we left off with Kragnog kind of covered in blood a little bit, and so is Adelaide staunching Rook's wound. And we have the hypothesis of Rook might have been injected or forced to take astral drift, or might have been taking it beforehand. But who's to say? We don't know. But yeah, staged shade attacks. Did I miss anything?
No,
That's
you
so
got it.
sad.
Crack on.
Yeah. I'd say
That's all I remember. That's recap.
Yeah, like
Good job.
Nigel was the one that identified it and realized it wasn't lycanthropy. It was a kitsune instead. Adelaide was able to sew them up. Kragnar's hands are covered in a good chunk of blood. All of the healing potions scarred the wounds over mending them, just due to how the healing system works in the world. Yeah, I think that pretty much gets it. I think as we come back into the scene, we see this alleyway with all of you standing in it. Rook's body is stable, still bleeding, or not necessarily bleeding, but unconscious, needing to at least be checked out. And we kind of pull in on Sealy, Lavinia, as we hear kind of just the subtle click, 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 repetitive noise of a watch. And as you and you can describe kind of how this looks, but we kind of talked about it previously. You click the top of the watch and the magic starts to unfurl from it. Now, I think when we talked about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, only you can see this. No one else can see what's about to happen. But I will allow for anyone to, specifically any of the wizards or otherwise, to roll an Arcana if they would like, as there is a release of magic.
Oh, of course.
I do think it is something only she can see, but let me just double check the item.
I don't remember specifically, but I think that's correct.
I actually don't know. It's a visual, but does not. It actually doesn't specify whether or not people can see it or not. It's just the wizard can rewind time, witnessing events that took place in the area.
Okay.
These function as visual replay, but does not allow interaction.
So I'll allow you to choose. Do you want them to see it, or do you want it to just be you? Or you can just make that choice.
I think it'd be pretty cool if they could see it. Probably more so. It would probably look like flashes of color and light to people who are actively looking at it and looking for it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So what were those Arcana checks from people?
Sorry, I was delayed. Oh, a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 23.
Yeah. So Adelaide, your magical inclination senses this coming from Lavinia as these flashes of magic start to kind of apparate out, and you realize that they're almost like gold after images that are starting to rewind, starting to see fragments of yourselves running in here. You see this golden depiction of um, Rook laying on the ground with their labored breath, and it starts to kind of rewind everything that had just happened, um, slowly taking over. And after a moment, um, I'd say you're able to get it to about 4 minutes, and then you start noticing the watch is starting to heat up. Lavinia.
I bear through it if I can go just a couple of minutes longer.
Okay. Go ahead and, like we talked about, burn those
Yeah.
probability points as it pushes to 5 minutes.
How many did we say it burned?
I think it was. I think we were saying exponential, but for this one, I'm okay to say it burns one per 1 minute.
2, 3, 4. Got it. Okay.
So it pushes it to 5 minutes, and then 6 minutes, and then you start at the 6 minute mark. You start to see something like the start of the attack, and you're like, if I can push it one more minute, I can see the full attack. I'll allow a perception check from you if you want to try to do this, or if you want to push that last point.
I'll push the last point and kind of gesture in the vague direction for anyone else so they can also look at it.
Wonderful. Roll the D100.
Private?
Because yeah, that's fine. Or you can, I think you can do send to DM.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up.
Remember. Okay, to do that. Oh, there it is. Oh, all right.
Okay.
I'll find the thing and remember what that one was.
That's what I'm trying to look up real quick.
I will send it to you because I found it.
I got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. As you kind of push, you are able to start seeing this figure. Initially, it was you only got the backside of it, as it seemingly had was walking away. As it pulls back in, you're able to see this dagger, sharp, crooked, almost looking like it's shattered a bit, as you basically watch as the slashes rip through Rook. And you can tell that whoever this person is, they have been doing this for years. This is professional. They know how to make it look like what they want it to look like. You can tell with the confidence of each slash. I think the thing that pulls you a bit off guard, the look on Rook's face once it finally hits the 7-minute mark and starts playing forward. Rook looks horrified. Like they were seeing a ghost, seeing a shade. But this creature, which seemingly is humanoid, with this large cloak over them, their face covered in shadow, is slashing at them. And then you're like, oh, Rook may have known this person.
Oh no. A look of recognition.
A look of recognition. As the continual ripping happens, starts playing forward. You see the body hit the ground. You see the person leave as the time continues to pick up. You see Rook had been out here for 2 or 3 minutes, bleeding out before anyone saw him or saw them. Then you see everyone starting to run out, and time kind of moves forward again as that gold kind of coloration, you hear that like as it pulls back into the watch. How does the whiplash of pushing this look on Lavinia?
I'm gonna say as the magic flows all the way back into the watch, there's kind of a moment where it's kind of almost like a shockwave, but it only affects her, where like her clothes and her hair ripple back, and you can kind of see the steam coming off of the watch, and she drops it and shakes her hands because it's heated up so much, and she's like dripping sweat, and she's gonna, did anyone else see that?
You all would have seen that, so.
That's the first time you're showing me that little trick. That's... It looked a little bit painful at the end, but so if it looks like what we've been seeing, it's sounding a bit like possibly Rook knew their assailant.
It looks like it. It also looks like Rook's been bleeding out for a little bit longer than when we found them. We need to get them to the hospital now.
Right, Adelaide, we might need your help in keeping her stable. Just tell me what you need me to do. I can carry
Can
quite
get
a
her
bit.
there.
All right.
I have
Oh
the
yeah,
car.
you've got the
Get
call.
her there.
Hey, Craig, now help me load her in, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct her to them.
Yeah. So you two kind of pick up Rook, and Adelaide, you're kind of following as you all look, sir, and you kind of set Rook in the car. Does anyone go with Adelaide?
Yeah. Nigel's in the back seat, especially like kind of making sure no wounds are reopening, kind of acting as that back seat EMT, like DIY EMT.
Okay. Anyone
Because in his
else?
training, he would have had some little bit of medical knowledge.
100%. Is there anyone else that is also going?
Is Adelaide taking Rook to a hospital in
In her car.
to like the what's
I'm
the
taking her to a Montgomery hospital, so it's going to be fancy.
yes, so it's gonna be definitely in the upper class areas. I will tag along because I need to go up that way anyway.
Okay. So you 3, 4 with Rook pile into the back of this car, and the driver quickly kind of takes off with you all, leaving the scene. Rowan, Kragnar, and Siren, and Avis are all there. Avis is kind of standing to the back a bit of the group.
Well, should we look around just in case there's anything left?
Yeah, that's probably for the best, honestly. We could probably find some more things, like in that alleyway.
Yeah, there's no harm in looking.
Okay, so you three are gonna start investigating this area.
Yeah, let's take a deeper dive.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
See if
Yeah,
there's anything else left.
yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation as you guys are gonna start thoroughly searching this area.
Oh, tonight is.
Ah!
Yeah, tonight is not the night. That's a 9.
That's a 1.
Well,
It's an 18. I was scared then, being like, oh no.
obviously we're distracted.
I'll just wander off somewhere.
Cragnut, that's back to the bar. Okay.
If you want to go back to the bar, we can.
I think they do food in the Rusted Halo. I think Rowan's ended up like, if there's a like, like a little like roof is ended up like somehow scrambling on top to like get a better vantage view of just like investigating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
As
nice.
you kind of scramble up top and then start like looking around. You with an 18, you kind of following where that after image had walked. You kind of start tracing behind where they were. And you notice there is something that kind of reflects in the night. And as you kind of go around, you see there's like a bunch of like trash bags equivalent. And you see the hilt of something sticking out.
I will take like the scarf off my neck or like rip a bit of cloth from like my shirt. And if I can wrap that round the hilt of the thing sticking out and grab it.
Okay. As
Wow.
you yeah, I'd say easy enough you're able to pull that out. And you pull it out. It's the knife. Clearly from the vision, it's a knife. And you're like, hold up. Why would this be here?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you pull it up, some of the trash bags kind of like fall away. And you see a body.
Siren?
Yes.
You wanna? I might have found something. Kragnar, you too, if you've not gone back to the bar.
Certainly. I'm here to help.
Well,
You-
murder weapons here, as I am holding it in my.
You've got the jackpot.
Yep, and along with the jackpot, an extra little prize too. And I move to the side and reveal the body behind me and go like,
Oh.
Oh.
Well, who's that?
where is this? Is it the person from? Can I examine the body? Well, if I'm not good at that shit, but
Should we poke it at least first? Like, okay, we've had a lot of experiences lately, and maybe we don't go touching things right away.
Give me a medicine check.
Uh-oh.
If you're looking over the body, give me a medicine check.
I'm
Can
not
I
gonna
give
trust myself. So.
It's like, can I give the help action to someone with the medicine check?
I could look.
Sure.
I could try. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
all right. Well, here's to hoping.
I believe in
Oh,
you.
look at that! A nat 20.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Let's go.
you. Jeez, my voice right now is not playing nice.
This is my expertise.
Quickly examining the body, you're like, are they dead? They look dead.
They looked it, I
they
guess.
and as you kind of like reach down, you check their wrist. You feel a steady pulse.
Oh.
You're like, wait, what? They were knocked unconscious. And as you kind of pull the hood down, you see this female form with this like dark ruby red hair that's braided in a large fish braid down the back of her hair, kind of resting on her side. You see very much so black leather is very assassin like, in all honesty. And you're like, what?
I'm not sure who this is. Does it any ringing of bells of familiarity, or just complete like
Give me a history
this
check.
is definitely cool potential? Oh yeah, no. A 9.
A 9. It's not anybody that you recognize, but there's someone at the scene with a weapon that looks oddly similar to a weapon that was used to harm another officer.
Rowan or Cragnar, I think we should probably maybe shackle this individual, just in case.
I'm out. The only thing that feels off right now is her being unconscious to me, at least.
I hear that, and they have a weapon near them, and I feel like this is just my gut saying they attacked Rook.
I was gonna say, my brain went down a different route.
Oh, well, and protection, right? Like,
uh, sure. I was
Yeah.
thinking somebody planted this.
Oh, I mean, yeah, perhaps. And dumped the body, left a complete.
Just a thought.
Well,
But-
planted or stabbed. We can, when they wake up, we can ask questions at the station, and Rowan is just cuffing them and just like fucking down to the station and get a fucking bullshit out of this.
Wait, do we even have a vehicle to get like back to the station, or?
She have her legs.
Nope.
Okay, I guess I'll carry her.
Yeah. It was always gonna be you, Cragnar.
Hey, if it.
Like the crack, but yeah.
Yep,
It's
just
just
a
a
normal
Sorry,
day.
dear. Out of the two of us, it was always going to be you.
Fair enough.
I think we're gonna attempt to transport this individual on foot.
Oh.
I
Unless we
mean,
try to hitchhike.
also,
Yeah,
like,
you know,
reminder, you guys are at the Rusted Halo, which is an old cop bar,
cop bar.
and
Ooh.
you could probably talk to some of them to maybe either get a ride or
Well, there was someone
call an
there.
officer, like call someone.
Yeah, there was someone there we knew.
What about the bartender? I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe Rowan, you want to run inside and get them to call the
Yeah,
station,
we
maybe?
yeah. Ron will head to the bar and poke their head in and be like, "Hey guys!" Oh God, that was high pitched from me. Jesus, that was like a kid coming out of the lie. Hey guys!
Um,
I didn't do anything bad outside. Oh God.
before you're even able to get into the door, you suddenly run into a set of horns as Zyra had shown up, who, as she was also invited for drinks, uh, the crimson skinned, uh, lovely little forensic scientist. Uh, is you basically run into her back. She turns around and looks at you. Hi.
Sarah, hi. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, is everything okay?
Y- y- mm, eh, You know, okay is such an interesting word, isn't it? The answer is no, obviously. Um, did you get a ride to the Rusted Halo? Do you have any transportation to get back?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got my, you know, coroner mobile. Kind of
With
gestures
the
over, and you see a large
with
white
the
van,
mhm,
basically.
with the biggest puppy dog eyes. Everyone's like, and you know how you are an incredible human being. You are an incredible person who, does so good for everyone in the community. And
S-
I would owe
Spit it
you so
out.
much if you would you help me? Would you help us transport a potential suspect to the station? I owe you.
A potential suspect in what?
Um, Rowan's voice goes a little quiet. Rook got stabbed on the way here, and they're fine. They're stabilized. Adelaide is taking them to the hospital with Lavinia and Nigel, but
Are you
we
okay?
yeah. Why wouldn't I be? I wasn't on the scene. Thankfully, Avis and Nigel and Kragnar, Avis, Siren, and Kragnar were there, and they stabilized Rook and Adelaide too. So um, might be some scars, but obviously we don't know anything right
Miss
now.
Adelaide?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if they're coming. That she might come back.
Uh,
We still hadn't finished talking about what we needed to. I don't think,
we'll
but
catch up another time. It's fine. Um, all right. Well, I mean, if anything, I might as well check out your custodied person. As Kragnar and Siren, you kind of walk out with the person. They're kind of starting to come to a little
Oh,
bit.
they're stirring.
Yeah, they're starting
Uh,
to stir a little bit.
Can I check on the shackles just to see if they're like tight enough?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Okay. Dice, please don't screw me today. 12.
Yeah, 12 is good enough. They seem to be holding. Don't seem like they'll
Okay.
fail on you now.
Uh,
As they're stirring, I want to, I guess, I'd like to tap in to see if I can get a sense of who they are before they wake up, so they can't get a catch on me. I don't know if I can potentially do this, but detect thoughts on an unconscious person. What might that look like?
You know,
like it would help me get a better gaze into there. But there's not like activity necessarily. So that's why I'm like, But any
So
lead up information, that's why I was like, if I can gather anything.
okay, yeah, you could do it.
Just to see like if there's identifying information of who this is, or if there was any like residual thoughts
and
or
it's
images
and
that
it's
were
just
passing through their mind.
initial thoughts, right?
Yeah, anything that's like left over first coming through.
Are
and,
you
like
pushing deeper, or are you just doing the initial head surface thoughts?
I'm gonna do initial, and if there's anything tantalizing, I'll go deeper.
Okay. I think for a moment you listen as they're starting to stir, and it takes you kind of by surprise as you just hear the quickened thoughts of, oh, my head. Oh, what? It's running. And then what happened? I don't. Everything's dark again. I can't go back to the dark. I can't go back to the dark. And that starts repeating over and over and over.
And go back to the dark. I think hearing it, I'm gonna say it aloud. And turn to Kragnar and say, have you heard that before? Going to the dark?
I'm trying.
Or being in the dark?
Am I allowed to roll like a history check on that?
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
fine. I'd say Rowan, you're close enough that if you wanted to roll history for that as well, you could.
I will. How
Oh my god. 10. What are these rolls today?
10. Snap.
With the two of you both getting 10, you
Son of a bitch.
I'd say you probably don't. That's not like a common like quote or anything like that. However, with the Glum quarters and stuff like that, that is a very common ideology of wanting to stay away from darkness for shade attacks and other things like that. Trying to avoid dark spots in the city is probably pretty common. So as you guys kind of load this person up onto the coroner mobile, couple haphazard seats in it, as your group heads off back to the precinct with someone in custody. Was there any other questions you guys wanted to ask, or?
No, because I feel like I have a chip, so I'm not gonna dig further for the dark.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I got nothing off the top of my head.
Okay.
I have 0 questions.
Head empty, no thoughts, only pretty
Head
tiefling. Anyways.
Pretty tiefling, pretty tiefling and trauma. But I do have the weapon from the murder scene with me.
Oh, nice.
Yippee.
Uh,
Snag that.
Ragnar.
Hmm?
Give
Yeah.
me a wisdom saving throw.
Three.
Ragnar, get your shit together, bro.
I
All right.
can't.
All right.
Buddy, please. Please.
Get your ass together, bro.
Brother, I need you to live.
Yeah, you're the strong boy here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
Oh God.
That's even worse, Rose.
it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah. We'll move over to the other group. As Adelaide,
Lovely.
Nigel, and Lavinia. Avis also hops in the back. Of the coroner mobile. As you three are in the car, you guys are. Do you want to have a conversation before you get to the hospital, or just once you get there?
I think since I think getting there will makes the most sense for me, but depends. I guess it depends kind of on like what's happening there.
Rook seems pretty stable, in regards to that. But yeah, I'll open it up for you guys.
Say Lavinia just looks tired, so she's just kind of sitting there.
Someone mentioned Tanaka last week, right? That was something that was mentioned.
Mentioned what?
Tanaka?
Yeah,
T-A-N-A.
you're right. You're
Was
right.
that mentioned?
It was. Or I think
Who?
I think you know of Tanaka. No, I think it was mentioned. That is some, but I don't know if that was something that was kind of something you just knew of Tanaka, or if and that was like a connection that you yourself had and hadn't discussed with the party yet. That's the only thing I'm not sure about.
Someone help me out. I don't have access to your guys' notes. Does anybody remember if Tanaka was
Yeah,
mentioned?
aside from the name, I don't
I
remember anything specifically.
I don't think so. I just the Kitsune was mentioned, and then we kind of ended session there. I don't think we talked about anything further
No.
than that.
Yeah.
There was no Tanaka yet.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't bring it up.
I think it was that like you know the family, and then, or like you've heard the term, and it related to Kitsune. Maybe that was what it was. And, like you as a character were putting two and two together. Either or.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
with you bringing that up above table though, I think despite what I said earlier, I think Nigel probably would bring up the fact where it's I think he would say to Adelaide who's driving.
I'm not driving.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
drivers are
She's got a
for.
driver, yeah.
For that kind
That's
of
right.
work.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. You're old money, old money. Adelaide, in precinct 2, you know anything about anyone committing crimes with Kitsune? Or anything of the sort?
No. So that's why I'm confused, because nobody in Precinct 2 has put together anything to do with Kitsune. But I
Gotcha.
know the name
Why?
Tanaka from something completely unrelated.
No,
So
I
no
mean,
is the answer to that.
no, above table, I'm bringing it up because, well, we haven't been talking about it in Precinct 9, so
Okay.
it's Nigel's trying to draw connections. That's what Nigel's doing above table.
No, nothing with Kitsune.
Because that's what that fur appears to be. I wonder if there's a gang involved somewhere here.
Plenty of gangs, especially out here. It's not unlikely that they're involved.
What is
Question
the
is
angle of all
which?
this going on? like with all this debt being due, and I'm just wondering what, how many people are connected, and to what is their final end?
I don't know. But I know this drug has something to do with it.
Right? Rook didn't strike me as the type.
I don't think Rook took it willingly.
Exactly.
Well, I'll have a team of pharmacologists take a look, see how it affected them, and see if there's any reversal for it.
Another
Play it.
question. If it is Kitsune, why are they blaming Shades?
Pretty easy scapegoat, I guess.
Yeah, but
Especially
why?
where they are in the Glum Quarter, people will overlook a shade attack more so than a Kitsune attack.
Exactly.
I suppose.
That's
So first Rook's dad and now them. You think they got a vendetta?
Someone the Kitsune attacked Rick's dad?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly, or sooner.
Do you know which gang the Kitsune tend to favor? But do I know?
yeah. Do any of us know? Like, especially us being in the Gloam Quarter where crime seems to be pretty heavy. Do we? Would that be a specific kind of thing we'd know?
Give me a history check. Adelaide, you have advantage.
Nigel got a 23.
I got a natural 20 for 28.
Nice.
Thinking back, and Adelaide, the reason you have advantage on this, I'll explain in a moment because it makes perfect sense, especially with the natural 20. Lavinia, nothing's
I'm
ringing a bell.
tired to think. No.
I think actually your mind is a little distracted at the moment for the future conversation you're going to be having after everything and that exhaustion. Nigel, you're trying to think about it. You remember your blood hunter, all of the various people that had come through. You don't remember seeing any kitsune, but you remember that like kitsune live for a really long time, but are pretty secretive when it comes to who they are and who they're willing to trust. It's so much so to the point of there are stories where people believe seeing a kitsune in their fox form brings you good luck. Because they're just so rare. And the more tails, the luckier it is. Adelaide.
That makes sense.
You remember in your history of Nyxborough class, during the age of expansion, which was like 600 years ago, which is where the Forge Ward and the Market Heights really grew, there was talk of a larger family of kitsune that had started to make leeway, started to really grow and help Nyxborough. However, the name of the family had always been removed from the books, like somebody was trying to erase them. And you're trying to remember why, what could have happened, and you thinking back on all of that and how long, or at least how long it's rumored that Kitsune can live for well over 1,000 years, that there could have been Kitsune in the original founders of Nyxborough, and nobody would have been the wiser because of their forms being able to shift. In the Gloam Quarter particularly, though, there's always been rumors. Something else happened. Something else caused the Gloam Quarters to be the way that they are. And people, started blaming any and everything. And there was even a couple of cult fanatics that were like, oh, it was because this person didn't see this or whatever. Or this person saw a kitsune with 13 tails, and that meant that tragedy was coming. And no one's ever been able to figure out where that quote came from, but there is a fear of a 13-tailed fox that started to grow at some point. And then, like all good things, disappeared with the progression of time.
That seems to be helpful to the which gangs might be operating with Kitsune discussion, so I don't think she mentions it. It doesn't feel relevant to the discussion.
All right.
Well, seems like we've got a lot of a lot of questions, but not a whole bunch of answers. But we are still early in the case, as it were.
Well, when Rook wakes up, hopefully they'll have more answers.
Right. As long as the knock they took didn't do too much damage to the memory.
I don't know about that. There are ways to repair the memory to a point, but that is extremely powerful magic.
Right. Both at this point, we can only hope for the best.
I just know you're lucky to be there when this happened, Adelaide.
Right. You're a lifesaver here. Quite literally.
I'm sure you guys would have done just fine without me. You had some healing potions, and you're capable.
Oh, but credit's due what credit's due.
Take the compliment, Adelaide.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, you were all there in there like bish bash bosh.
That is a grouping of words. Yes, I was. It helps having a medical degree.
I probably should have got a degree of some sort.
Not necessarily that, but do you not have a EMT on your team, a medic?
Feel his face
Uh,
kind of scrunch up.
I kind of just wing it.
No.
I can do a bit of field triage. That's what that's what I studied in our little academy.
Yeah, that's the closest we got. We're all detectives. Or
Probably actually a good thing compared to Precinct 2.
you have an odd bunch over there, don't you?
I mean, they sent out the medical examiner, the tailor, the EMT, which is good, uh, our criminal consultant, and a former or potentially not former undercover cop.
All of that you can make sense except for the tailor?
Well, we were investigating a bombing at a thread factory, so.
I don't know. I guess I can make some sense there.
And
Okay.
then we infiltrated Madame Scarlett's den, where she's been creating counterfeit uniforms. Oh, yes, counterfeit uniforms. And then I'm going to show them all of the things we did to their uniforms to make them easier to spot.
Perfect. Yep.
Because we did that, so I'm going to start spreading the words about what to look for the fake uniforms, because we fucked with all of their fake, well, not all, some of their fake uniforms.
You set a baseline for them, so going forward,
Mhm.
those tells will actually show up.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm giving you guys the details on spotting fake uniforms. And
Oh,
letting
that
you
is
know that there's somebody
ace.
mass creating fake uniforms.
Right. And did you arrest anyone for making or wearing these fake uniforms?
You know, I will get back to you next week after our session on how that goes.
Copy.
I
Looks at
think
camera.
it looks at camera. I'm gonna message you something real quick.
Okay.
Kiki. It's more or less one of the questions you guys were already gonna ask. So.
Oh, well, no, we haven't. Oh, once again, maybe I'll get back to you next week. It depends on how we end our sessions next week. But there were 2 confirmed individuals out on the streets wearing the uniforms they questioned. And these are uniforms we didn't get the chance to tamper with. They questioned witnesses at the bombing before we got there. And I will give them a base description. I don't think we have their names.
You do have their
Only-
names.
I thought only Carter had their names.
For making stuff easier, I know Miles. I think Eel was the one that put it in the notes.
But yeah, I'm trying to find their names in the notes.
I know one of them was spelled wrong. That's why I was like, yeah,
Kaido and Cade.
yeah. Except
We
it's
did
it's
get
not spelled
names.
Kaido like One Piece. It's Kaito and Cade.
So I'll give you guys the general description of Kaido and Cade and let you know that these individuals, Kaido and Cade, they spoke to witnesses, they took statements, and then they left like they were wearing the uniforms the whole time after the bombing. But they were gone before we got there, and they were there immediately after the bombing, so they may have been involved. And we know that that bombing is associated with Astral Drift, so keep your eye open for them.
Aye. We'll make sure we do that.
It just keeps getting more complicated and more complicated.
Yeah. I guess our enemies are getting a little bit more organized.
I don't know. I mean, the factory that was bombed was Red Banner Union. And the person who bombed was Dustborn, just like the body you have, based off the tattoos Zyra told me about. So, it sounds like at least the Dustborn's attacking maybe other gangs, which seems less disorganized, or less organized.
Good point.
We'll keep that in mind.
You all feel the car starting to slow down as the lights of the Montgomery Hospital illuminate the night, basically.
Alright, it's going to get a little crazy once we get in there, but I'll make sure she gets the best treatment.
Right.
You already see a set of nurses followed by a set of healers walking out, recognizing the Montgomery car. So they're like, uh-oh. They've already got a gurney and everything like that ready to go, and they open the door and come, kind of start using like you see one of the nurses like does like levitation on Rook to kind of pull them out without contorting their body more than needed.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately jump in and just start giving orders. Like, we need pharmacologists to come determine what this drug's doing to her body and how to their body and how to neutralize it, and also figure out what the fuck this drug does to the body. We need neurologists to make sure she's not have brain damage.
Yep.
We need to make sure she gets blood, like everything I need to get her squared away.
Yep, and they walk them into the hospital with Adelaide as well. I'm assuming they literally hand you gloves and like a coat, like
Yeah.
now
likely.
realizing the situation isn't for you, it was for someone else. Is anyone going in with them, or are you guys kind of in the car still, Livy and Nigel?
I think we Nigel literally asked Livy, "You think we should go in and see if we can help out or get any more information? Or do you think we should make our way back to the rest of the team?"
You go in and get more information, see if what you can find out about them taking the drug and whatnot. I have a tea date with my grandfather. And then we'll just regroup at the precinct.
All right, sounds like a plan, Liv.
Uh,
Stay safe.
yeah, Adelaide, if your team has any extra uniform officers, can you get them to be stationed outside Rook's room 24/7?
Well, I will make sure that she's protected at all times, and please feel free to use the car all night if you need. I'm at the hospital now, I don't need it.
I will take you up on that offer to take me home. And I'll send it back
Good
here.
luck.
Thanks. You too.
So I take it you're gonna be home late, yeah. Oh no, we're all meeting up later. Never mind.
Well, she kind of checks her watch for a second. At this point, I might just stay at the manor for the night and I'll regroup with you guys in the morning. But we'll see how
All right,
well this goes. I might not want to stay there.
no problem. Just give.
As you check your watch, you hear down the riverbed the cursed clock tower striking 10. 10 slow and somber gongs kind of echo through the city. Continue.
All right, just give me a ring on the sending stone if you need me to put out an extra set of coffee and some treats for you.
Will do. Thanks, Nigel.
No problem.
Nigel, you head in to the hospital. Lavinia, you are alone in the car with the driver. And they simply go, "And where to?"
The Villithran estate.
Of course. And starts driving away. We switch over to our gaggle of friends hopping out of the coroner mobile as you all kind of are pulling them out. They are still not, she's not fully conscious at this point. She's able to walk, but she's very much so in a stupor.
By the way, do they have any markings or I don't know. I don't know if there's like ID or I guess I kind of want to frisk these individuals, this individual, to see if there's anything else on them.
You want to frisk her?
I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that I'm not bringing in someone without checking them.
Yeah. Are you checking for magical or are you just checking for? I'll allow you to either do a physical or a magical, and then if somebody else wants to do the other.
I'll do the magical. I feel
I'll
like
do-
that's better in my wheelhouse.
I guess I'll do physical. I don't know.
Okay.
And
I believe
keep
you,
a watchful
Greg.
eye. Believe me,
Perfect.
Kragna. I'll give the help action to Kragna.
Perfect.
I'm assisting and like holding her.
Perfect. Yes. So Siren, Arcana, Kragnar, sleight of
We
hand
still have that.
Oh dear.
with
Okay.
advantage.
Oh, I forgot. I need to put advantage on it.
Yeah, just roll one more time.
Okay, come on, dice. Don't screw me now.
I know we are not
16.
Matthew, I'll remind you, you do have inspiration if you want to burn that and reroll.
Oh, you know what? I think this is a good opportunity to do that.
Okie dokie.
They have a magical bomb on them.
Yeah, because that would be the worst thing to happen.
Holy shit.
24.
Yeah, let's fix that. That's 24 now.
I'm assuming you're using the staff in this or your cane.
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
assist.
probably do a yes and in this moment.
Wonderful.
Anything possible.
Kragnar,
Mhm.
do a quick frisk search to make sure there is nothing in their pockets or other things like that. You find like 6 other knives strapped to them.
Sure.
They just I'm just gonna throw them on the floor for now. Or the ground.
You throw them on the ground?
I pick them all up. I pick them all up immediately.
Okay,
I take them.
Yeah,
I take them. I got them.
Cool.
Thank you.
I will say, as you pick them up, Rowan, some of them are a little bit warm still, as you realize that they still had blood on them in the sheath.
Oh.
And you could probably figure out whose they are.
Yep, whose blood. Rowan just goes silent and pales and just picks them up again.
Oh,
They're
yeah, you're
called-
not good with blood.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Siren, with your 24 Arcana kind of bringing the staff close, you feel it shifting a couple different colors as it's trying to identify what's going on, and it resonates a soft blue and then shifts to like a greenish color, which you recognize as illusion and necromancy.
Oh.
Those seem to be the most prominent. There are a couple of flashes in between there. And during Kragnar's frisk, you did notice that they have 2 full arm sleeve tattoos. That your cane recognizes that these are magical tattoos.
Oh. Matching schools of magic by chance?
It's you probably surmise that this is the one that's the bonus to AC. I don't remember which one that is off the top of my head.
Oh, it's the shield one.
Yeah, it's your favorite.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's basically one that increases a person's AC as a tattoo.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I know which one. I see that. That's a good artist. Okay.
Yeah. It seemingly is depicting it. The left arm seems to be the rise of civilization, with the right arm being the crumbling of civilization. Kind of showing different depictions of these parallels on each arm.
All right. I it for the illusion aspect. I'm immediately in thinking, is there like, is this person in a disguise, using disguise, self, that kind of vibe?
Maybe.
So relay to Kragnar and Rowan that we need to be extra careful because this person might not be exactly what we are seeing.
Okay. That makes sense.
And we should probably tell the others that we've got, I mean, an assassin with basically Rook's blood at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you want me to take those off of you,
No.
Rowan?
No, it's fine. I'm gonna take him to forensics because
Okay.
I think this one is the one that Rook might have got murdered with. So I'm gonna go in that direction and just vaguely look back at the precincts. I'm gonna go that way.
Zyra just follows you as well because she does forensics and coroner, does a little bit of both.
Oh.
The forensics team is probably asleep at this point, so it's on her. She's like, come on, go take a look, see what's going on. As you two head off to the coroners, and Kragnar and Siren, you guys bring her into the station to book her. Going through that process, taking the shoes off, making sure there's nothing else on them, taking coats as needed, taking cloaks, probably taking any armor that she may have had on her, etc. During this entire thing, though, it's like she's sleepwalking. Like, you're clearly interacting with her, and she's moving, but she's never responding to you. Her eyes are still closed. She's got that kind of slumped posture. It's a little unnerving.
I think if we can get them settled into like a room, then I would like to like see if I can get them out of that weird stupor there.
They could be in a holding cell or in a. Yeah, I'm assuming you want to have them in their probably in their own holding cell at the moment.
Yeah.
That's fine. How are you gonna break the stupor?
So I kind of want to try and do the shakes first of like the gentle taps and see if there's any recognition with that.
Sure, give me a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay. That's a nat 20 on the medicine. I'm medicine today, I guess.
They are not faking it. Whatever is going on right now, something is forcing them to not speak, basically.
And there was like no signs with the magic insight or the check.
Just illusion and necromancy.
Yep.
Which means they could be being controlled somehow.
Ah, so that's where my suspicion came from.
Yeah, you have a good gut, Kragnar.
Yay! Wait.
Um,
Oh, my brain was just thinking of like the cell. Like, is she like sitting down in the chair, or is it like just like one where you're just like kind of like shackled, like sitting like in like a corner?
I'm assuming. Always carry gloves. Always carry gloves. Um, you. I'd say she's probably like, if you put her in a chair and shackled her to like the table, kind of a situation like interrogation room. Um, she's just like slumped on the chair. But if it's like if you're just putting her in a holding cell, she's just like slumped on the wall. However you propped her up.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious about that. Um,
I will say with your natural 20 on the medicine, it does seem like it's a magical effect.
yeah, I just can't think of a way to break it. I think I need a more magic-y magic person.
You're like, I need dispel magic, and I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have dispel magic. I don't think it'll be helpful for me to detect magic to see if there's anything else going on, because obviously it is a magical effect.
I think as you're thinking about that, Captain Lyra comes around the corner. And
Oh,
she walks over to you all and just, so, what's going on? I heard there was an attack or something like that on Rook. What?
well,
mm,
yes. We heard a noise in the alleyway of the rusted halo, and we rushed there, found Rook on the scene with multiple wounds, stabilized them, and while surveying the scene, while the others took them to the hospital, found, well, this.
we found this random lady.
And so they seem to be being controlled by some sort of magics, and I'm not sure. But there's definitely illusionary magic and necromancy magic at hand. But they're here but not here. It's a weird feeling, Captain.
All right. You kind of see she's like looking, and she's got one eye that is this kind of fiery blue with almost like silver. It almost looks like silver dragon scales kind of around her left eye. She kind of focuses. You see it kind of glow slightly. Yeah, whatever's on her is something very powerful. Kind of looks around for a second. I think, um,
Yeah.
Nyla was working on something. He might have some dispel magic scrolls downstairs. If you wanted to go grab that real quick, I bet he, probably could find it. His room's not too messy.
I'll run down right away. Thank you for that. Kragnar, you got this?
I think I should be all right in here.
Deep breaths. I'll be as quick as I can.
Okay. You start heading down to the first floor, which is where Nilo's room is, and you go into the lobby. It's pretty quiet. It's late at night. You see the normal. You see a wood elf. His name is Kellen Frostbow, who's sitting at the desk and part of the night shift. Kind of gives you a little wave. As you kind of move past him and head into the room. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's yeah. Uh,
ADHD. Yeah.
Nilo's a little Magitech engineer gnome that just everything just blew up. You do find a set of scrolls, and it's probably pretty easily able to find the dispel magic ones. If you want to look further for anything else, I'd say roll probably in perception.
Now, I don't recall Nyla myself, so I mean, this is a colleague, but it doesn't help that I am nosy, so I would 100% snoop in this office.
Okay. If you wanna snoop, give me.
I can't resist third.
Yeah. Give me perception.
Perception. That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you start quickly kind of looking around, snooping around. You find a note that seemingly is like a pasta recipe for like a chicken Alfredo with like sun-dried tomatoes and like spinach. And like you see like a couple other like recipes like that where it's like different like dishes and stuff like that. As you're like kind of looking around, you're like, this is weird. And then you see a little note that's written down that just says, I can't wait to see you again. And there's a little
You've got a crush.
As you see the singular letter on it. Trying to find it. Give me 1 second. I keep scrolling past the one I'm looking for. Drama. As you see a little H, signed H, with a little heart next to it.
Ooh, an H with a heart. Okay. All right, Nilo. You get it.
Yeah. As you're starting
grab
to
the scrolls and book it back down.
Yeah. As you're walking out, you open the door, and you kind of double check the hallways, and you're like, okay, I'm good. And then as you're walking back in the little lobby, you see Nilo in there, and you see this tall, slender woman who's also standing in the lobby, seemingly holding a kind of, it's Tupperware. It's magical Tupperware because
that's adorable.
Yeah.
This is adorable. I'm picturing in that action.
And it's like it's pizza pasta. Basically, and she's handing it to him with a little note on it. That's basically the recipe for it. And he's like, "Oh, I just love your cooking. Thank you so much." And she just, "Don't worry, it's all the best." Gives him a little kiss on the forehead, and he just starts he like happily turns around, looks at you, sees the scroll in your hand. Were you just in my office?
Just borrowing this. It's it's useful. And look at you, ooh la la.
I know 27 different ways to kill you. Don't make it 28.
Yeah. Well, but you wouldn't. You love me. You know, if you ever need
You
help
see him just
with
take a deep breath as the woman kind of sets a hand on his shoulder, and he just goes, "I know, I know, I know, Hannah. It's okay." And
Hannah.
she just kind of goes, "All right. Well, I will be getting out of your hair. Thank you for the trade, and I will see you later." And she kind of starts heading out the door.
I'm totally gonna just do the childish thing of the ooh as I'm like ooh as I rush up the stairs to get back to Kragnar.
I think do you look behind you at all?
I think maybe a last little like ooh like just in case Nyla was staring daggers at me.
Nyla is staring daggers at you, but Hannah stops at the door, turns around, and blows you a little kiss, and then
Oh,
walks out.
success! Yes.
Amazing. Um, yeah. Yeah, you run back up, you got the dispel magic, you got all that fun stuff, and run around the corner. Lyra's still standing there and kind of looks at looking at Kragnar and just, so is this the possible suspect, or did you just arrest a random person?
No, she was unconscious away from the scene at first. It was like farther down the alleyway. We did find, well, Rowan actually found what seemed to be a handle nearby, and then there was also, on her person, there were a few daggers as well, or knives. So, she could possibly be the suspect. That's kind of our general idea right now, but I'm not too sure.
Gotcha. All right. Just remember to be careful with evidence and making sure people are read their rights, etc., etc. Know the drill.
Yep.
Siren, as you walk in
Oh yeah.
on that
I'm gonna
very,
act like I'm out of breath.
you feel like you just walked in on like a mom, like trying to be like kind of trying to scold a child a little bit.
Like gentle parent.
Yeah, definitely the
I'm just
vibe that you get as you walk up.
I'm just
Ooh.
not understanding.
100%.
Oh, sorry, I got delayed. But I got the scroll at least. Everything okay? And I just like look between the two of them.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, nothing too bad. Just telling
Okay.
the usual.
Glad you were able to find the scroll. I'm assuming nothing crazy happened.
No. Nilo helped me out. Teased Milo on the way. It was lovely. So
How is
let's
Milo
deal
here?
with this. I don't. Oh, is he not? Was he not on the shift right now? Is he not supposed to be on shift?
Was he fired?
Yeah, Kiki, you're good. You can head on out. Thank you again for coming and joining. I know you're sick, so yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
Hi, Kiki.
Bye.
Bye, Kiki.
Thanks.
Oh, Kiki, thank you.
See you later.
Yeah, she's been struggling a little bit. Sorry, what was the last question? Fully lost my train of thought on that.
Oh, I think I just said, like, is Nilo, like, fired or something? Did he get fired?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I said, was he not on shift? Was he not scheduled? There we go. Sorry.
No, he was scheduled for earlier in the day, but don't know why he would come back to the precinct so late at night.
I
Did
think
he
he was
extra
being
hours?
dropped off.
Yeah. I don't know. Was he meeting with someone?
And I mean, it looked intimate. I don't really want to talk about his personal business, but I think he's gonna crush.
Do you mean his girlfriend?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that much about Nilo. I just go in and occasionally grab things that I need. But yeah,
Yeah,
his
it's
girlfriend. Yes.
yes.
What's the girlfriend's name? This is just a double test to make sure I'm, on the up and up.
Hana Araki.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I assume so. Tall woman?
Yes.
Yeah. 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 So everything's on the up and up.
Yes. Seems to be. After his husband passed away a few years ago, we didn't know what was going to happen, and so at least he's back out in the dating world again.
Well, good on him. Good to know
We
he's not.
stand a bisexual short king. Anyways.
Yep, bisexual short king.
Anyways.
But yes, I think we should dispel this real quick. Hopefully, we can get a gauge.
Yeah.
And then read them their rights once they're like truly conscious.
Sure. So you're gonna go ahead and cast a spell magic on this?
Yeah, and brace for whatever may happen, I guess.
Cool.
Because I'm assuming they might come out of this hostile.
Cool.
So,
how far away are you when you're casting dispel magic?
I imagine like on the other side of the table.
Okay, so
interrogation
interrogation room.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing in my head at least.
Okay. So probably about like.
And hopefully Kragnar is nearby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you in the room as well?
I would say yes, but I'm thinking about it because like, if they do break out, or like when they're broken out of whatever they're under, would I don't know if I should hold on to them just in case.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
just nearby.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just trying to generate. Okay, I think Lyra is standing on the other side of the glass.
Oh gosh,
she's just.
We're all on view.
Yeah.
What? Mom,
yeah.
Get out. Leave.
Anyways, you cast a spell
like
magic.
This is a test or anything.
I need both of you to make a intelligence saving throw.
Sorry, Gragnar.
17. I'll take it.
It's pretty good.
It almost hit a 10 on me, so I was gonna.
All right. As you go to cast the dispel magic, you kind of unfurl it and cast it. Targeting her, you suddenly see the symbol of Astael appear across her body, and then you see it appear on the sheet, and then it proceeds to rip and explode as basically psychic shards rip off of this and land into you, as you both take
just another day at work.
19 halved to 9 psychic damage.
You said 9?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too bad.
Oh.
As that.
And what was the name of that god?
Astael. It's the reclaimer. Sorry. As you tried to dispel magic on them, basically, the reclaimer intervened. As the shards eep into your mind slightly, there's a moment where, Siren, the world around you vanishes to black. And it's that night again, on the stairs, as you're staring at your uncle walking towards you, and you brace you know what's coming. You see the foot about to stomp on your leg, and then it and apparates away. Kragnar, you see your apartment, black void forming around her. In the kitchen, you see Ben lying on the ground with a cleaver in his torso. As you look down and you see the blood on your hand, as you start to see that same blood that you saw earlier with Rook, and then it and vanishes as well, knowing that it was something pulling on your fear.
I think Lyra will see as my reaction to all that is like gripping the cane even harder and almost like dropping down a bit and then regaining the strength to come back up again and then finally like refocusing, coming back into the world.
As you do, you refocus, and staring at the person in front of you, you see them kind of, their eyes finally open, and you see that telltale sign with the gold shimmer, the gold flakes, like a snow globe in their eyes. As she smiles, you see blood just kind of trickle down the sides of her mouth, and she just, oh, that's one way to wake someone up. How can I be of service to you, officers?
First of all, what is your name? And how can we help you? I think you're under a spell.
Yeah, I think I'm under a couple.
Well, yes. Do you remember being in the alleyway?
Kind of stares towards the reflection and just, an alley?
Yes. I don't know, maybe 30 minutes ago or so?
No,
That's where we found you.
I don't know. Don't know anything about that.
Well, you had weapons on you.
Did
with
I?
warm blood.
I mean, that could have been anything.
I typically try to think the best of folks. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem like one of those times I can do that.
And why is that?
Well, we've got your weapons and evidence. Analyzing what's happening. I presume you attacked our commanding officer.
You're basing this off of assumptions?
We did see it, just in a different time.
Looks at you a second more. You look familiar. Have we met before?
Have we?
Make a history check.
Oh shit.
Oh shoot. Oh, so not great.
I'd say with advantage on this one.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, that helps.
Oh yeah, That's a 21.
Her hair. You remember that hair. Why do you remember that hair? And you think back.
Oh.
You think back. And you remember the Harrow Down click.
Uh-huh.
This is Kara Duskwalker, a former healer who now crafts illicit potions.
Mm-hmm.
She's not an assassin. You've never seen her hold a blade in her life before.
Interesting. Well, this is definitely an odd situation. I don't think I truly recall you, dear.
That's what it was. That party. That night.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember that scream. Hard to forget.
I'm not. I don't know if you're recalling the right party. I think you're confusing me with someone else.
She looks down at your leg and then to the cane. No. I think I'd recognize Rin's bitch anywhere.
Hmm. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, well, time's a funny thing. Greg, no, you are here just to let you know. Just to like.
I I knew that, but my brain was just like, I feel like
You're like, I can't
I was like,
overstep this. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm watching happen.
Yeah, you're just like.
I was kind of. It was more or less like Craigno's just stuck in his head right now, thinking about what he saw.
That's fair. No, that's totally fair.
What were you even doing though? How did you get involved?
Listen.
I just need to. I need to know.
These interrogation rooms. They put up a zone of truth, right?
Yes, they do.
Then hear me when I tell you. The last thing that I remember is being in my shop. What day is it?
I'll give them the proper date.
They look at you and they just. Interesting. I have no memory of the last 5 days.
Oh. Okay.
And I think with that, we will pause that scene. And we will move over to Lavinia as your car pulls up to the Valeth Manor or estate.
It kind of just sits there in the back of the car for a solid minute staring. She takes a deep breath and she'll thank the driver and step out.
Have a good night. Kind of tips their hat and starts making their way back towards the lovely Montgomery Hospital. As you approach this large estate blue kind of rooftops with large hedges and just the most lavish and extreme fountains and courtyards and seemingly having the best view of the city at all times. It's late at night as you're approaching. You get up to the front door. Probably take one last deep breath and knock. Or do you knock or do you just go in, actually?
Oh, I just go in.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to assume, but yeah, so you just
No,
go
you're good.
in. As you enter the room, and really all of it, you see Alaria seems to be sitting in the foyer.
Hello, Ilaria.
Hey, Livy. Hey, why are you back?
I scheduled a tea with grandfather.
Oh, that explains why he was grabbing everything. Yeah, he's just in. She kind of gestures down the hallway. Yeah, he's just down that way.
Thank you.
Could you describe how Alaria looks? How your sister?
Yes, Ilaria is she is the youngest Valerthan sibling. She's got this snow white hair, with blue piercing eyes and pale skin. She's always got a smile on her face, and she just generally has a very inviting demeanor. She's definitely the bright light of the family.
Mm-hmm. As you are walking down the hallway, your steps echoing. Right before you get to the door, you see a hand reach out and close it, shutting the door to the library for a moment as Laurent steps out. That scar across his face still there from that long ago birthday party. Hi,
She will kind of
Libby.
take a step back. Lauren?
It's been a while since you've been back.
Yes, well, I've been really busy with work and all,
Saving people, stopping crime.
That would be the one.
Getting paid shittily for hours on end.
Yeah, well, some of us like to actually work for our money, Laurent.
Yeah, well, some of us don't need to. Some of us at least have the right blood in our veins.
She kind of just sighs. We're still doing this.
We'll never not. Kind of scrunches his face and then opens the door. Grandfather's expecting you. And he slinks away.
Nate. She whispers under her breath. And she'll enter the library.
As you enter the library, you hear the soft sounds of violin playing. The entire atmosphere has this almost cozy vibe, and after the day you've had, you probably almost succumb to the exhaustion in that moment as the sweet smell of honey and tea kind of permeate through the air. As your grandfather is sitting in the library, you see him kind of going over what appear to be some ledgers for the trade business that he does. He looks up and he just, Lavinia, it's been so long.
She'll kind of bow her head in a form of respect and give him a really big smile. Well, the biggest she can muster at the moment with one level of exhaustion. Grandfather.
And you see him start kind of packing it all up and sets it to the side. And it's not every day that one of my favorite granddaughters asks for a meeting. Please come sit. And he kind of actually pulls a seat for you at the table that he was sitting at and gestures for you to come sit down.
She will. She will avoid leaning back in her chair, mainly so she doesn't fall asleep, and secondly because posture is a big thing with their family. So she sits as straight as she can.
Yeah, it's very much so on guard. He looks at you and he just, I got some of the Earl Grey and black tea set for you. I know you like the caffeine, so
It's very much needed in this moment. Thank you, Grandfather.
it looks like you've had a rougher day than most. What did you want to talk about? You came all this way.
Right. We made an arrest today. A man by the name of Jasper, and he had some fun things to say.
Roll insight check as he picks up his cup of tea and sips it slightly.
14?
Hard to read. He's been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I knew this wasn't gonna be easy.
Kind of clears his throat. All right. Random person named Jasper.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, until he told me to say hello to his brother for him. And yeah.
That Jasper.
So it's true.
Technically.
Technically?
He is my brother in blood. But in all other terminology, I do not know that man. I mean, it's been almost 800 years since I've seen him.
That's a very long time.
Us elves in our long age can hold a mighty grudge.
What grudge does he hold?
Oh no, I'm the one that holds it.
Oh, well, if you don't mind me asking, Grandfather, what grudge do you hold?
Jasper was a worthless sack of shit. And I don't cuss often. Yeah. He does not cuss like ever.
She chokes on her chi a little bit.
Sorry for my profanity, but
No, it's okay. I mean, I hear it all the time. It's just unexpected from you. But it's fine. It's fine. You're an adult. We're all adults.
Jasper is the reason I haven't had, well, I guess the reason you don't have a great grandmother or a great grandfather.
What happened?
Back in that time, things were very different. Civilization was not as cultured, and people didn't care as much. Jasper thought, oh, let's be nice. We'll treat everybody nicely and it'll all work out. And then he brought home some bandits. I was up in the verdant spires at the time. By the time I had got back, my parents were killed. The bandits that they housed played every plea in the book, from what I'm told, that they said, oh, we're so hungry and tired, need water, and every little thing. And Jasper bought it all. He was so gullible. And then he brought them into our home with my mother and father, and they were slaughtered in their sleep.
That's horrible.
Jasper was bumming off of them anyways and trying to live this whole life, and I told him I'd have nothing to do with him now and that he had destroyed everything. So I removed him. I banished him from the family. I said, you cannot use this name anymore. You are no longer welcome within the Vaelithrin clan. Kicked him out. In all honesty, I thought he died.
Yeah, so apparently he's known as Old Man Jasper.
We elves do get old around the 900s, so that tracks.
Well, you'll be happy to know that he does not use the Vaelithrin last name.
Good. Because if he did, I would probably do something that would get me very much so arrested by my favorite granddaughter.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be behind bars for a little while now, so.
Good. Maybe this time he'll learn his lesson.
That I'm not too sure about. He seems very cocky.
Jasper had always been referred to as, I believe the terminology was wet blanket. What do you mean he was cocky?
Like a know-it-all attitude. Like he had no trouble in the world being behind bars. Because he knew he'd get out. Which unfortunately he will, because... Anyways.
Odd. Was there something weird going on with him that would make him want to have that form of a demeanor?
He's a drug dealer now, so...
Oh? And what nefarious drug is he peddling? Mints? Actual sewing needles out of the tin instead of the cookies?
No. It's this new thing that they're not even classifying as a drug right now.
What do you mean?
Well, it has no side effects.
Roll an insight check. He kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
Dice hate me. I'm gonna use my inspiration here.
Go for it.
Let's go. 19.
19. 19's good enough. The DC was 17. He raises an eyebrow, not because that sounds odd, but because it's something that you said, kind of a thing.
Oh,
The fact that you know that information, he finds interesting. And
I
does
live in
this drug have a name?
It's going on the streets as astral drift.
I'll say with the 19, he kind of, he has a soft chuckle to that name that seems out of place. That is a very interesting name.
Have you heard about it?
No, I mean, if there was anybody who would have, let's be real, it probably would be Laurent.
I unfortunately had the same fear.
Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, the trade business that you own.
Yes.
Did it take you out to the Thundercrag Mountains by any chance?
He kind of stops for a second and thinks, and he Thundercrag Mountains. I mean, technically, yes. We go to every major city, so it's not a surprise there. Let me look at my, and kind of pulls out the ledgers. Again, he's like, let me look. Yes. Some of the spices that we get out of the Verdant Spire, we have them use some of the forges in the Thundercrag Mountains to more or less smoke them and burn them down a bit. It helps with their durability, so to say.
All right. Do you have any shipments going in or out soon?
Looks at his log. I think I have a shipment that should be heading out tomorrow. Later, early in the morning tomorrow. Like in a few hours.
It's late. Well, I guess I don't know anything about the trade business. It's probably normal.
Yeah, we have to send them out quite early so that they can get there in time to make sure the forges are still stoked. Because it's a long trip and the teleportation is way too expensive.
All right. Just one more question.
Sure.
Does the grandfather clock mean anything to you?
Kind of looks at you for a second. I have no idea what you're talking about. Winks at you. And at that moment, you hear the grandfather clock in the library chime 11 times to note it is now 11 o'clock. But the thing that catches you off guard is you hear in the distance the sounds of another tower striking 11 as the cursed clock tower has finally reached 11 o'clock. As the bells echo out throughout the rest of the city, and night finally takes over the group. We will end tonight's session there. We will see you all in a couple of weeks. But when we come back, there will be a bit of a time skip and some level ups, and it's going to be great. All right. Thank you guys for watching.